Hi friends, Nick here from Technology Lowdown. Today we're talking about my experience of switching from Windows to Linux using Pop! OS on my computer. I have been pleasantly surprised this time around making the switch to Linux. In earlier years I did switch to Linux for a very short period of time, but I found that it just continually crashed, especially when it came to setting up my specialized applications that I use, such as ones for video editing. There didn't seem to be many around for Linux back when I switched to it first in about 2010 09. But I find that compatibility and software has come a long way on the Linux platform. So today I'm going to show you a little bit around the distribution I'm using, which is Pop! OS. It's built upon Debian, and show you how it functions, and give you a little bit of a taster of what I like about Pop! OS. So Pop! OS is developed by a company called System 76, and System 76 makes hardware. They make a variety of laptops and desktops that function well with their operating system and other Linux distributions, of course, as well. But they have recently developed this operating system, which they say is for the developer, maker, and computer science professional who uses their computer as a tool to discover and create. And you can see that they've got quite a nice page here. We've got some code running up and down the screen. You can see we've got this is how the operating system works here. You can switch between windows, and there's also a keyboard navigation page here, which lists great shortcuts that you can use to complete the functions that you do. So Windows A brings up the applications menu, and we've got Windows down to switch between your different desktops. Then you can move your windows using like a snapping ability similar to what you have in Windows 10. So look, there's lots of different features. You've got Do Not Disturb because there's like a notifications bar on this distribution. But look, let's start from the beginning. I'll just drag off my screen recorder here to the second screen, so bear with me for a moment. And I'm just going to switch to the left screen. Now from the login experience, right, I'll just jump to the lock screen. So you can see we've got a full-time clock here, and then we're going to put our password in. Once you're logged in, you're in your operating system. One of the things I like about it is we've got the time right here just in the middle of the screen, and we can click on that area, and we can see things like the weather. We can click on that one and see more information, a bit like you would on a phone application where you can bring up your weather, and you can just get the outlook for the week there. 25 degrees today by the looks of it. The other feature I like about Pop! OS here is software updates. So rather than traditionally Linux is all about you updating your software yourself using tools such as Terminal to update your applications. Say for instance you would put in something like sudo apt update, and then that would then query the servers and work out what there is that needs to be updated, and then you've got upgrade as well. So that's previously been the way that you kind of do things. You still can do it that way, but there's also this feature up here, software updates available. And what that does is that brings you to this place called the Pop Shop, which is accessible through the activities menu here. Pop Shop is just here, and you can actually, let's close that window there for a moment, and you've got your application store. It looks like they've changed it since yesterday actually, so you can basically click on any one of these applications here and you can download what you need to. So this one looks to be a music player, so you could install that one if you wanted. You can also search for your applications, so I think I installed VLC Media Player through here. Yep, so VLC is there, and you could download and install that one from there. About OBS Studio. Alright, so there's OBS Studio, and we can see it says I've installed this one right there. So going back to these updates, we can then just simply click an Update All button, and that will update all the applications that you've installed using this Pop Shop. So that is a good feature I like there as well. You've also got all the controls that you would expect to see. You've got your network information available here. You've got your sound adapters as well and your microphone, and I actually quite like this feature. If I go into settings here for a moment, and I'll just go to sound. Look, I can see all the cards I have in my system, and I won't click any of them at the moment, but it is just very simple to switch between your card that you're using at the time, because I have a couple of audio cards installed on my system, so I'm forever changing some of these depending upon what output device I'm going to. So being a Debian distribution, you can install .deb files, you can install your tar. Your archives with which you need to compile, and you can also install this other one called an app image, which I downloaded to test Kdenlive, and actually find this beta version of Kdenlive works better than the install that I have at the moment on this operating system. And you can launch the application straight from that. You don't actually need to install it, it just runs from that application, which loads into your memory. So that's some of the applications that you run on here. I've also connected to network servers here as well, and I haven't experienced any problems with that either. It also interfaces well with, say, if you have an iPhone like I do, I can then click on my iPhone and I could see all the pictures, and I can even drag on my OpenVPN config files as well for my iPhone to function there. So that is a good ability, especially considering this is Linux, and the iPhone seems to be supporting Linux a lot more, with developers making that functionality available. So this is the applications menu that we've got here. We've got this area here, which is like the dock, and if we go into show applications, which is Windows key and then A, we can see all the applications. And look, if I wanted to add another one to this menu at the side, I can simply click on the icon, drag it over, and it will add there. I think I can also right click and add to favorites, which I think will add it to there. Otherwise, yeah, I just drag it over. Alright, so add to favorites does work, so I'll just remove that one. I don't use that mail client. What else do we have here? So I've installed a couple of extra applications, such as Chromium for browsing. If I just do a search here, we can search for the application that we're after. So a lot of the times I just bring up the start menu here. Forgive me for coming from Windows and suggesting it's a start menu, and I can just type in what I'm looking for and then open it straight up. So that is Linux Pop OS. I have done a lot of customizations on here. It took me about a week or two to get it set up the way I like it, and before I found that I could actually record my screen well and capture data from the web camera. There's a few tools available that you can use to interface with your web camera because your drivers don't work. I've got a Logitech camera, and the configurations available that you could do through, like, say, Obs Studio wasn't very much. Like, say, I couldn't change the hertz rating, so from 60 to 50, which is what it is in Australia. And for that, I found that there's this application you can download for Linux, which is called GUVC View, and that enables you to basically configure all the details to do with your web camera on Linux, which is great. So I hope this video has been useful to you. If you like this video, please like it. If you would like to see more videos like this, subscribe, and don't forget to tap the bell for notifications. If you have any questions, please comment in the questions on the video, and I'll get back to them if it's within the next week or so. If you have any other suggestions for video content, please send me a message through YouTube or get in contact, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching. Bye.